America's history is a unique one. A country built by immigrants from all over the world. One such story happened 150 years ago when America was united for the first time as a continent, thanks to the Transcontinental Railroad, the most important industrial project at that time. The Central Pacific Railroad was built largely by Chinese laborers. Their sacrifices laid the foundation for America's growth as a country and paved the way for subsequent Chinese contributions to America.
The Chinese were essential to the construction of the United States, a vital element in the history of the United States, and made enormous contributions to the growth of the nation, to the creation of the basic infrastructure of the country, and that their labor and then their follow descendants have been an integral and an important part of American life ever since.
This chapter of the past is a really important reminder of the ways in which China and the U.S. have been intertwined for over 150 years.
Between 1865 and 1869, 10 to 15,000 Chinese railroad laborers did grueling and back-breaking work, building tunnels through mountains and laying hundreds of miles of track, all under perilous working conditions. It is said that a Chinese worker died for every mile that was built. Upon completion of the Central Pacific Railroad, however, the Chinese were noticeably absent from the famous photo that commemorated the event.
The call for the ending of Chinese presence in America grows louder. There's labor competition, there's racial prejudice that rises as a result, ironically, after the completion of the rail line itself. And this crests in the late 1870s, early 1880s, with the passage in 1882 of the Chinese Restriction Act.
Under the Chinese Exclusion Act, Chinese were denied entry into the United States, except for a few allowed under very strict quotas. Even those who had come legally were not allowed to naturalize. Yet despite discrimination and prejudice, the Chinese persevered.
Right now, especially when a lot of goods are being created with work on both sides of the Pacific and is a factor in shaping products that we use both in China and the U.S., understanding how this first massive force of migrant laborers shaped both of our countries and how they were treated and how they responded to their working conditions holds lessons which are relevant to us today.
These Chinese became loyal Americans by birth and by choice, continuing that pioneer spirit by serving in the military, becoming scholars, doctors, and scientists, artists, entrepreneurs, politicians, Nobel Prize winners, and even helping to conquer that ultimate frontier, space.
The story is fascinating. It's part of American history, it's part of Chinese history, and it's part of a global history that played such an important role in shaping our modern world.
Because of the legacy of these men of iron more than 150 years ago, today's Chinese Americans are true contributors to the success of America.